Baffled by the fact that under capitalism, the working class is forced to sell its labor to survive. It's a miracle, a miracle.
I knew this guy. He'd been in a motorcycle accident and it really ruined him. And he was like a linesman, you know, working on the power. And he was working with someone who had Parkinson's disease. And they had complementary inadequacies. Two of them could do the job of one person. And so they're out there fixing power lines in the freezing cold, despite the fact that one was 3/4 wrecked with a motorcycle accident, and the other one...
He's talking about a society that does not adequately take care of its people, of its disabled workers, while simultaneously loving how awesome it is that these people who are like up have to still work. They are so up that it is hard for them to complete the work of one person, and yet they are still out in the freezing cold. By the way, this is a classic that happened type story where it's not true. Like, it's just like, that's definitely a fake ass story. But the fake story he chose to tell is still one that is like horrifying. A normal human being with like a shred of empathy would hear this and go, this is psychotic. Those people should be pursuing other things that are not physical. They should be able to have fulfillment elsewhere. Society or a functioning, competent government should take care of those people. Capitalism is poggers because people with late-stage Parkinson's disease still have to do hard labor to survive in the cold.
That's how our civilization works. It's like there's all these ruined people out there. They've got problems like you can't believe. Off they go to work and do things they don't even like. And look, the lights are on.
This is yet another instance like we're watching those like get rich quick scammers describe how a fundamentally broken system works, but they say it with like a positive association. So you are left to believe that this is a positive thing, but because it's actually true, the thing that they're saying, if you have a shred of empathy, you hear that and you go, that's fucking psychotic. That's not good. That's bad. You described wage slavery and how people who are like fucking forced to do hard labor to keep your shitty fucking lights on when they themselves are in no position to be doing hard labor, but they are forced to do so. That's not a beautiful thing, dude.
My God, it's unbelievable. It's a miracle. It's a miracle.
Yeah, what a miracle that is, dude. Oh shit, hold on. I do want to watch this though. This is apparently exactly in the same light as that one. Jordan Peterson gets emotional. It will give you goosebumps. Listen carefully.
Why don't you just try to work as hard as you can at your job for like 6 weeks? Right, all flat out. You know, for 10% longer hours, you make 40% more money.
False. Straight up false. Absolutely made up. He did not get that statistic from anything, okay? That is a completely made up false statistic.
That's something we're thinking about. You know, you've got a job, maybe you show up 15 minutes early and you leave 15 minutes late.
Why? There is absolutely zero reason. Okay, I'll just say this. A lazy worker is a smarter worker than one who works hard unconditionally. Because if you are doing wage labor for someone else, and this is going to be very frustrating for people because your entire life people have told you you have to work hard. You have to work harder than everybody else, and like you'll be gifted, you'll be celebrated. Like people will fucking give you, you know, people will venerate you. They'll accomplish, you know, they'll love how much you've accomplished, blah, blah, blah. This obviously does not extend to people who are working for themselves, okay? Or working on themselves rather. But I'll tell you this much. A lazy worker is technically smarter than a harder worker because the reality is that you as a worker want to work the least amount of time for the most amount of pay. It's normal. And your boss wants you to work the most amount of time for the least amount of pay. This is the antagonism and the conflict of interest built into the heart of capitalism, this system. So anyone who tells you like when you're working, you gotta work super fucking hard, you gotta fucking do everything you can and you'll get paid more, that's bullshit. No, you won't. And you will certainly never get paid exactly the amount of value that you bring with your labor. That will never happen. Why? Because of what is known as profit. A company cannot have profits if they pay their workers the fair due. If they actually pay their workers exactly how much money their workers are generating, then there's no profits. Profits are surplus labor value extracted from the workers. That's just it. Simple as. Simple as. All right? Simple as, Ralph. What about the capital that the capitalist risk, though? I don't give a fuck about the capital that the capitalist risk. There are already protective mechanisms there. And the thing that capitalists are fucking risking ultimately is to become a worker once again. And man, they will literally, they treat that like it's death. Why? Because they know how they treat the workers. That's why. It's not like when you lose your capital, you get fucking killed. It's not like when you lose your capital, you fucking go to jail. When you lose your capital, you risk becoming a worker once again. And because you, the capital owner, absolutely destroy all of your fucking workers and exploit them and take their surplus labor value, you do not ever want to get back to that position. Every capital owner that owns a small business, that owns a big business, knows this reality. That the biggest fear that they have in their heart of hearts is to one day become a worker again to a boss like themselves. The perception of working hard is more important than actually working hard. Learned this a couple years ago and I've gotten promoted more but work less. Yeah.
Notice it. Would probably notice, and then maybe someone's going to get promoted, and maybe it'll be you, because something's going to tilt the scales. That little extra bit of work done without cynicism and resentment might be enough. He said he started at $21 an hour, and in 6 weeks he was making $37 an hour. It's not a king's ransom, man, but it's a hell of a lot more than zero, and it's quite a lot more than 21. He said his life had turned around substantially because he learned it, put some damn effort into it.
Oh, the personal anecdotes of a singular individual that was rewarded for working harder by a boss that noticed is actually what we should pay attention to in this circumstance, despite it going against their best interest to do so.
You don't have a better bloody plan than do your best, and it tends to work a lot better than you think. And what's so interesting about the hierarchies that people set up is that that's how they're set up. They're not set up on power.
Hierarchies are not set up on power? Then how are hierarchies defended? Without power, a hierarchy is just someone being like, I'm cooler than you. That's it. Hierarchies are nothing without power. What a fucking delusional, idiotic, moronic fucking take, dude. If wealth was the inevitable result of hard work and enterprise, every woman in Africa will be a millionaire. Or like literally everyone fucking born in an Indian slum would currently be the richest person on the planet. Clearly, meritocracy is a lie and probability is a significantly larger factor in how successful you are going to become than anything else. Isn't your zip code literally the #1 predictor for future success? Yup. Literally, I'm a software engineer and the people in my company squads who are higher up the ladder make exponentially more money than me to write exponentially less code with every step up the ladder you go. Yes, that's why it's a laughable notion that like a company cannot operate without a CEO. No, the company can actually never operate without a worker. The company absolutely can operate without a CEO though. That is the hilarious part about it, is that like, sure, is there some level of organization necessary, like a managerial position? Absolutely. Are there more democratic ways of choosing who that fucking manager is supposed to be? Also absolutely. But there is no way a company can work without the laborer, without the wage laborer. That's it. There is no value without labor. You can try to justify paying people less by saying labor is replaceable. Labor is replaceable. It's not important. But ultimately, you're still replacing laborers with other laborers, okay? And it's deeply cruel and inhumane to justify paying less than living wages to human beings because other people could take that job in their stead.
You know, if you're in a job where you work hard, you're a good guy, and you're doing your best, and your boss is a bloody tyrant, and you never get a break, it's like, okay, fine. You're in a Foucault world. Get the hell out of it.
You're in a Foucault world.
Get your resume.
Wait, he said Foucault. He didn't say fucko. I think he was talking about Foucault, right? The French philosopher. But the guy thought he was saying fucko. I don't even know how like Foucault works in this situation. Like he's saying it's like a prison. Like I don't really know what he means by like you're living in a fucking Foucault world.
Fill in the educational gaps that you can that you have. Send out your 25 resumes a day and prepare to make a lateral move because you're in a bad place. But almost everywhere, and this has certainly been the case virtually everywhere I've worked, and I've had like 50 jobs.
What is the part where we get goosebumps? Because I can't. Like, I'm listening very carefully, and I've yet to have a single goosebump.
Go somewhere else, because you can, right? It's not easy.
Oh, wow. Ultimately, by the way, his argument is still reduced to, oh, are you in a dead-end fucking job? Just go get a job somewhere else, sweaty. Like, it's that fucking simple, dude. This is the incredibly frustrating fucking reality that, like, ultimately when you arrive at any sort of prescriptive solution, your argument devolves into, oh, are you homeless? Just buy a home. Do you not like your job? Just get a job somewhere else that pays more. Just slide on the Indeed slider to $75,000 a month, bucko. Or $75,000 a year, sorry, I said a month. But maybe you should slide it to that.
It's not easy. You can't just walk out the door and instantly find another job, but you're not enslaved.
You quite literally are enslaved in a capitalist society to make these sorts of fucking decisions. Why? Because healthcare is not free. Healthcare is not universal. This is one of many different ways that a capitalist, hyper-capitalist society like the United States of America will trap you into a lifetime of destitute wage slavery. How do they do that? In order to become a more productive laborer, okay? In order to become a more productive worker, you go to college and you learn skills. You're supposed to be. Or you go to a trade school and you learn skills. Regardless, you're learning something, right? And then in that process, maybe you're fortunate enough to be able to get a job. But before you get to that point, now you've taken on debt. You have now taken on a profound amount of debt to better yourself, to have more skills, to become a more productive laborer. In comparison to other countries, the amount of debt you've taken is profound. It is sizable, it is vast. Now you have to pay off that debt. So now you're in the debt trap. How do you pay off that debt? Well, you have to actually get a job. What if you don't have any good jobs? Because all the good jobs are taken by those who were recipients of intergenerational wealth and legacy admissions into these institutes of higher learning that are, you know, way better at networking. All the good jobs are taken. So what do? You take a job wherever you can. Now that job is not paying you well, but you think, hey, this is short term. I will eventually get a good job, but like I have to start paying this fucking debt. So now you took a job that is not even helpful. Okay, now you took a job that is not even applicable to the technical skills that you learned or the skills that you learned or whatever your specialty was, right? Now you are paying the debt that you were saddled with because you wanted to become a more productive worker by taking on a job that is not paying you adequate wages. Now you have to do that, except just switch your job, right? If you're lucky enough, that job also offers you benefits in the form of healthcare. Now you are completely trapped. Make a decision. Move away from that job. Move away into a different sector where your applicable skill sets are worthwhile. How will you do that? What are you gonna do? Go for potentially months without pay? Go for potentially months without health care? What happens if you get into a car accident? What happens if you get sick? Now you are saddled with even more debt. Now you are even in a worse condition than you were beforehand. Now you definitely have to take that fucking job that you did not want to take. This is the reality for the overwhelming majority of the working class in this day and age. This is the new generation. And this is by design. Other countries do not saddle you with debt just for the sake of becoming a more productive worker. Other countries also do not trap you into whatever job that you had to take, that you were forced to take to survive and to pay off that debt with the marriage of healthcare and the job that you have. Now you're fucked, and it's completely outside of your power. And not only that, but for the average worker, that budget shortfall is built into your existence. And that is by design, because as Jordan Peterson also correctly pointed out when talking about the guy who had Parkinson's and the other guy who was absolutely bloody wrecked by a motorcycle incident, someone has to keep the lights on. Someone has to clean the toilet. Now, there are two different methods of doing this. By positive reinforcement, by making you understand that you are valuable, that you have a stake and ownership in the business itself. And that's precisely why you understand it's like, you know, owning your own house or whatever, where you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna clean my fucking living space because I want to live in a cleanly living space. Or by putting the fear of God into you, that if you don't actually go and take on that job when you fucking clean the toilet, or take on that job where you are, you know, working on a power line despite the fact that you are, you know, severely disabled, and it's actually gruesome work, backbreaking labor that you normally should not be engaging in, because otherwise you will never put food on the table, you will never pay that debt, and your life will get shittier and shittier and shittier year after year. That is the unfortunate reality of capitalism for the overwhelming majority of the working class. It's just by design. This is the way that this system is designed. So whenever I hear people talk about, like, just change your job, fucko, that is the rantings of an incredibly privileged individual who has never had to face that struggle, that scary reality that, like, what if this doesn't work out for me.
You could make a move. You could even decide that you're going to make a move and double your salary. You know, it's not a bad goal. It's certainly a possibility.
Yeah, you could.
It-
You also could go back to square one, where you don't have a job, and now you don't have healthcare either. And now you are renting, so you have to pay rent. How are you going to pay that?
It isn't hierarchy. It's ethics that determines success in a functional society. It's
Also bullshit. All of the top wealthiest individuals are not known for their ethics or their code of conduct. It's about how predatory they are willing to be. It is quite the opposite. If you are to ascribe a moral value to capitalism, which is simply just the organization of the economy, but most people do ascribe a moral value to it. They think it's bad. The people at the tippy top are those who are willing to be predatory. I could be a fuckload more predatory in the way that I operate. For example, now that I am someone who has actually made money, I see it every fucking day. I see it in every decision that I make. A decision to work with union-made domestic manufacturers means that your profit margin is going to be slim. It's simple. And many people decide to not do that because they're like, why the fuck would I? Of course I'm going to work with a drop shipping company in China. Of course. Why the fuck not? Of course I'm going to cut corners everywhere I can. Why the fuck not? I personally think that that's unethical, and if you were to ask people individually how they feel about it, they would also think that that's unethical, but people don't want to do that. People don't want to make these ethical decisions.
The rest of it's a bloody lie. And that doesn't mean that all our systems are perfectly ethical. You've got to be awake. If you're in a system, there's going to be some corruption in it. Part of what you're supposed to do is keep your damn eyes open for the corruption and your mouth speaking truth. So when the corruption starts to take root, you object to it.
Yeah, except when people do actually recognize that and do choose to speak out against that corruption in our unjustifiable system that is built upon unjustifiable hierarchies, then you say, clean your room and fix your own fucking bed, bucko, before you start casting stones from your glass house. This notion that Jordan Peterson is actually pro sticking it to the fucking man and fighting back against the systems is just false.
You take your place in the world as a decent person and as a decent citizen, and you play the hierarchical game properly. And that is to stand up straight with your shoulders back. It's like the world's an onslaught. You've got the tyranny of culture to deal with. You've got the catastrophe of nature. You've got your own damn malevolence and ignorance, right? All coming at you. Plus the incredible, complicated, indeterminate potential of the future. That's all coming at you, and it's all your responsibility. And you can cringe away from it, and be afraid of it, and be victimized by it, and be bitter and cynical about it. And no wonder, because it can be painful.
Oh, he's now turning around and saying, like, after he said unethical systems certainly exist, and what you are supposed to do is combat that with ethics. But now he's saying, but combating that is also you crying like a bitch. It is the hyper-individualism that gets people, yes. And of course, hyper-individualistic attitudes are ones that are consistently reinforced in a hyper-capitalist society. It is the easiest way to dupe dumbasses into thinking that, like, they have the power as an individual. Do not get together. Do not engage in collective action. Don't do it. Don't ever do it. It's actually hyper-individualism that helps you. No, hyper-individualistic attitudes amongst the working class only help those who own capital, okay? Because united, you bargain through collective bargaining. But divided, you beg.
I wasn't so much interested in the totalitarians as a group. I was interested in the people who undertook the terrible acts that the totalitarians required. The people who, I was just rereading Ordinary Men. It was a story about a police battalion in Poland that trained ordinary policemen to take naked pregnant women out into the fields and shoot them in the back of the head. It takes a lot of training, by the way.
What is this?
Before you do that.
What is
And
this
you want
stock
the same
footage, bro?
person by the end of it. There's more to us than there is to the horror nature is, bent on our destruction. Bad as culture is, tyrannical and bloody back as far as you can look. As malevolent as you are in the darkest part of your heart. And that's plenty malevolent. Possibility that's within you that can well up. And the courage and the truth and the ability and the skill and
Oh, God. He just sucks so much. He is so fucking boring, dude. I'm sorry, okay? But this shit is so incredibly whack. He's just rambling on. And you really have to just think he's profound to be like, this word salad actually makes sense and is incredible, and it's changed my mind. It's giving me goosebumps.
And the proof for me of an old saying, I I read from Carl Jung. It's an alchemical motif in Stercolinus Inventor, which is what you most want to be found will be found where you least want to look.
Is this Lauren Southern crying because there's kebab shops in the UK? Lauren Southern, when she found out race mixing is legal.
And it's so interesting because it means that if you're willing to turn around and to stand up, say, stand up straight, and face the darkness like fully, what you discover at the darkest part is the brightest.
Oh my god, he's crying now. Okay, dude, I'm toxic. Straight up toxic masculinity. Bro, if you whip yourself up into a frenzy in your own bullshit word salad about like it's darkest before dawn, yada yada yada, you're a fucking huge weirdo and you should be made fun of, okay? I'm sorry.
And that's something that's so much worth discovering because there's going to be terrible darkness in your life. Because if you looked at it enough and you didn't shy away and brought everything you had to bear on it, you find that there is more to you than there was to the horror.
Bro, this is literally him talking about how he overcame apple cider killing him. You would think he's talking about like how he, I don't know, personally fucking liberated people from a concentration camp. But instead, he's just talking about him sipping on apple cider and almost dying. What kind of profound ethical decisions has Jordan Peterson had to make in his lifetime when faced with like incredibly unethical hierarchies that he's had to defeat by individually fucking, I don't know, figuring out a way to overcome oppression? Jordan Peterson, when asked not to misgender a student, this is Jordan Peterson when someone told him that, like, you know, women have access to birth control and therefore can, you know, make decisions over their own bodies more effectively. JP helped me get out of the depression mindset too. I own his book and everything. I still find all criticism toward him very valid. I'm not interested in following him any longer. Yes, the reality is that Jordan Peterson's pop psychology garbo, which is not unique to Jordan Peterson, is tried and true strategies to better your life and improve yourself. I do not have a problem, and I personally also regularly advocate to set short-term goals for yourself that will then ultimately achieve long-term goals that you set for yourself. And that is a good thing that you know, small successes throughout your day will genuinely improve your mindset. You know, you can kickstart your day by making your bed. That is true. But that does not change the reality that Jordan Peterson also is trying to subtly red pill you into seeing the world through his eyes. And it's not an accident that a lot of people that get caught up in that, okay, get caught up in that because they like have actually used his pop psychology, you know, understandable cliche talking points that you could have read anywhere else, then find themselves believing that society is at fault for their personal failures, which is hilarious. It's actually women not wanting to fuck you that is the problem, right? If we only lived in a more traditionalist society, then women would be forced to, you know, take your hand in marriage. He's literally seeking out vulnerable people in their worst moments and giving them an antidote not to kill themselves. But that antidote also comes along with, you know, by the way, that's not a 100% situation, but that antidote also comes along with a fuckload of red pill nonsense. Is Ethan getting JP to come on leftovers, and would you mind it? Dude, I would love that. Why are people so surprised by this? I would love to talk to I would love to talk to JVP. 3-4 years ago, I never would have thought that I would have the opportunity. Right now, I legitimately do have the opportunity. I'm very excited for it. Do you think white people are under attack?
I totally do. You're demented.
Okay.
I think if, in fact, no matter how hard they make it for minorities to vote, I think you're going to see them willing to stand in line.
You're not for the voting.
And defy
Voting rights. Oh, you mean having an ID to vote? Yeah.
No. But you say that, but the HR1 quite literally has that. So the voting rights legislation that Democrats are currently trying to pass that will never pass because of the filibuster. But that actually has voter ID in it. Like that institutes
But I also
voter
don't
ID
like
in it.
mail-in voting.
Why not? Why not?
So you can just send a bucket of votes to an apartment?
How do you think Donald Trump votes?
Okay.
He does mail it in.
He literally mails it in.
Doesn't like going
How do you think the state of
No,
Florida?
absentee is a lot different than mail.
In what way is it different?
Wait, why?
Because it's not being, I mean, it's for people who are specifically out of the state. It's not just being mailed to random apartments, bucket loads of votes.
No, there's universal mail-in ballot registration in numerous states, though. Republican states as well. I think Utah is one of them, is it not? And Florida is another one if you want it as well.
You mean they have, like what do you
Or
mean?
Oregon. Plenty of states in the United States of America have what is basically mail-in ballot registration that everybody gets.
Oh, I don't care if
they
it's
want it.
Republican or Democrat. I want us all going to the polls to vote. End of discussion. Red state, blue state. Make it a national holiday so nobody has to go to work. We
What
can
you're
all go
quite-
vote on
what
one
you're
day.
Okay, what you're describing is
national
literally
holiday.
the Democrat buildup.
But,
like, not to
but
give them too
no
much credit.
mail-in, no mail-in bullshit.
But,
They're
like-
all so no, it's not.
Everybody
But,
votes by mail in a lot of states.
Christian, there was
I don't care.
There was like way more election fraud when it was like that. It was like Tammany Hall like stole all those fucking elections, and it was in person. Everyone was going in. They still stole everything. Chicago, we used to do the same shit. It's all in person. If you really want to steal an election, you're doing it however.
But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen by voter fraud, which is what Republicans claim is how it's done. Because in order to activate people to be able to go out and commit voter fraud, like nobody gives a shit. No one is going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go do voter fraud. What does happen is election fraud, in which like people will collect ballots and toss them out or whatever the fuck. That does happen. But this idea that like people are getting like illegally, people are getting excited to go and vote illegally for like a fucking Democrat. That's not real. The plurality in this country of voter eligible voters don't even vote. So if anything, we have too little people voting and not more people voting.
So why are you so married to mail-in then? If we can make it a national holiday,
To make it
you
easier for
show
working
up.
class individuals to be able to vote.
Well, let's make it a week-long national holiday.
But like, there are no real national holidays in America because someone's always driving for Grubhub. Someone's always like cleaning the fucking shelves at CVS.
Yeah.
It's the invisible people of America who never get a day off.
Then they're way too tired to go home and fill it out and
No,
send it in.
no,
Way
come
too-
on,
you
man.
just stop in, put your vote in, and
Think about it this
you're
way.
well on your way.
Think about it this way. First of all, we don't have public transportation in most places. So that's one way that you're already eliminating so many people from being able to go out and vote. So there's that. We don't have, we have rural areas in this country where, poor people are living, hundreds of miles away from the fucking nearest polling station or whatever. And because of that, we already have this process in place. I don't have an issue with mail-in voting. Like, I don't have a problem with that at all. I think it's smart, it's effective. That's how Donald Trump got the most amount of votes. Think about that. Donald Trump got more votes than he did the prior year, or the prior election season, and more votes than any Republican's ever gotten, because, more people were able to vote for him. So I think it's just honest to allow people to be able to go out and vote.
Yeah. No, look, I'll stick with your ghetto man, and I still want to show up in person.
I did not vote since the New York primaries.
You haven't voted?
I voted for Bernie in the New York primaries even after
So
the
you
war
didn't
was
vote
over.
for Bat? You were
No,
like, fuck it.
no. I live in New York. Who gives a fuck?
Oh my gosh,
even if I
good
lived
for
in
you.
Ohio,
I'm a big Let's Go Brandon head. I voted illegally for Joe Biden
Oh, you
multiple
did?
times. Yeah,
got it.
I did voter fraud. I'm the only one who did voter fraud in the
You're the
country.
reason he won California.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
I illegally, everywhere you go, everyone's a Republican secretly or openly, but
You
Joe
like.
Biden keeps winning because I keep doing mail-in ballots. I keep going to nursing homes, stealing their ballots, opening
Filling
them,
it out.
and then filling it out for Joe Biden.
I was
registered extra people to your house.
Yeah, exactly. That's precisely what I did. That's how we won.
I was doing all the votes for all the people Cuomo killed. Getting all that
Yeah.
shit.
Hell yeah. What we're trying to say is that the Trump train, if you will, took off at the same fucking station that the Democrats took off in as well. It's just the aesthetic differences. Like, there's a reason why this administration currently, first of all, has deported more immigrants than the prior one. Did you know that? Did you know that the Biden administration has reported more undocumented
Oh, is it
immigrants?
back to okay? Because that was the rumor with Obama. Meanwhile, the deportation definition under Obama was turned away at the border. That's not my definition of deportation.
No,
I
but-
mean in the country and is deported back.
Well, that's like Plan B versus abortion, right? It's like you're still accomplishing the same goal.
No, turning away someone at the border is not a deportation. Give me a.
But that's what Donald Trump did as well.
Oh, I know.
That's what.
Oh, I
that's,
know.
that's
I
what Donald
wasn't
Trump did. That's why.
defending-
But even with that definition, Donald Trump still deported less than Obama, and Donald Trump still deported less than Biden so far. The real. So there. That's one thing. And the second thing I will say is, you know, you think like. I'm assuming you think, you know, the Mac attack is like a big open borders socialist, you know, left of land type guy, right? I assume that's what most Republicans think. I think they think he's like full open
Biden.
borders.
I know he's not. He's not as much as.
They're using the same exact Title 42 provision right now to expel Haitian migrants from seeking asylum in any of the fucking border facilities. So
And didn't he put
that's the
back
same
in-
exact thing that they're using that was the Trump administration provision. So they're literally, quite literally using the same facilities, the same exact laws, and also deporting more people than the Trump administration did. So there's that.
I mean, every American president does the same thing with
And they're
immigration.
defending it. And they're defending it in courts too. There's like
There-
activist judges that want to strike it down. And the Biden prosecutors are fighting against that. The Biden administration lawyers are currently in the process of fighting to uphold Title 42, which is a Trump-era CDC provision.
Like, every president does the same thing with immigration, right?
I
Like,
know
it-
and I'm
yeah.
against it.
Right, because it's like, well, like, do you agree that it's like, okay, we create these conditions in all these fucking countries. Like Haiti, perfect example. He's killed, like, their president, we kill him with U.S. agents. There's fucking decades and decades of us fucking with that place, of the West fucking with that place, of France fucking with that place for centuries. Guatemala, everywhere. Our fucking fingers in the pie. We're fucking it up for somebody. They have to go. They don't. It's not that they want to go here to take something from them, but we're fucking up their home. But for the system we have, right? Whether you're a liberal who wants their bathroom cleaned, like somewhere in LA, or you're a fucking conservative who has like a chicken processing plant, you need this like
Low wage.
Yeah, you need this like spigot of
For
low
sure.
wage workers. And the president is always aware of that. But they're like, okay, well, we can't have too many or else like people are going to get mad at me. So we have to have just the right amount of brutality to keep the right amount of people in. Biden does it. Obama does it. Trump. Like,
And the
Trump
most-
shook hands with people he knew were like getting low wage workers from
Oh,
places that we
absolutely.
fucked up.
And here's the part about it that is like absolutely correct is that two-tier immigration system that we currently have, because we know people are going to want to come in here because we fucked up their country in an irreparable fashion. That system does not need to exist. We could absolutely, completely have a legal process where we actually allow every single person that wants to come in to go through the proper steps to be able to get the appropriate documentation. That's more jobs, that's more opportunities. But the reason why we don't do that, and the reason why we have a two-tier system, is exactly what Felix just said. It's not the undocumented immigration that is a problem. It's the fact that we refuse to document immigrants that are coming over the border so that Purdue chicken factories can just fucking, rape their workers, and refuse to pay them the proper wages that they actually deserve. And the moment that like the Guatemalan aunt says, hold up, there's a lot of back wages that we need to get paid, they literally call ICE on themselves because they know that they're only going to get a slap on the fucking wrist and then immediately go and hire more undocumented workers to take the place of the people that they fucking expelled from the country.
Well, two things. I'd rather help people in their countries and bring them here than load our country with more low-wage workers that drive wages down for other low-wage workers. I'm in favor of our current low-wage workers getting a raise. You're bringing in more low-wage workers, it's driving wages down. So, I understand your point of fucking them up there. I'd rather help them there than import them here.
Okay,
So you're in favor of just like you're with us where it's like, all right, CIA, like stop fucking with these places.
Absolutely.
All right.
I mean,
well, they can't fuck with those places anymore anyway. They got imposter syndrome.
Yeah, that's right. They're too anxious.
They're too anxious. They're
Yeah.
breathing in the bag.
Dude, I'm a 29-year-old millennial. anxiety.
Imagine not being
Damn,
able to do a
dude.
coup in fucking Venezuela, bro. Come on.
They did. But they, you know, America is still very powerful, still capable of a lot of evil. I will say, Bush would have been able to not go in the dirt.
Oh yeah.
Back then, we've lost a lot. We took a lot of L's.
Oh yeah. So here's the thing. The real problem with undocumented labor is the two-tiered immigration system that we have created on purpose so that business owners, whether they're fucking liberals or Republicans, can get away with like slave wages, right? And that does have a capacity to depress wages overall. The other way that we depress wages overall is by destroying unions. What?
You're anti-union?
Are you
Just say
anti-
what you were gonna say.
No, I want to hear why you're anti-union, but like.
No, I just want to hear your point.
Okay, so unions historically and still to this day, and there's like fucking shitty unions, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's like corruption within unions as well, but who cares? Unions have the capacity to increase wages even for non-unionized workers by 10%, no matter what, across the fucking board. And they do. They increase benefits, they increase wages, they offer, it's the least important, most important thing you can do in your workplace, because it's the starting point. It's just what's fair. That if you are a worker that is generating value for your bosses, you should be able to at least say, hey, can we take a piece of these fucking profits and, you know, pay ourselves more, or at the very least get like a day off when we want to, or be able to fill in.
Or you can find another job.
But you can't, because that is an absolute lie. The idea that like you can just leave your job and then go get another one is a total lie. Why?
How'd you get that first job to begin with?
Because your healthcare is tied to your job, right? Your healthcare is completely tied to your job. You do not have universal healthcare. You're saddled with debt because you went to college, so you could improve
Thank God,
your.
don't go to college anymore.
Okay,
I'm in the
Fuck
anti-college
college.
movement. I'm in
But,
the
well, then you
anti-college
shouldn't have
movement.
gone and gotten that student
Okay,
loan
but
ban.
people have done.
I do not think their lives should be ruined for the student loan.
Yeah.
I'm just
I mean,
against
I-
college
I-
as a concept.
Dumb.
I like college. I think it's a fun experience. People should do it.
Vacation for 4 years.
Yeah, that's fine.
Everyone deserves
a vacation for 4 years where they're like they're like kind of
But
treated as
then
an
don't
adult.
ask me to pay for, or don't ask that loan to be forgiven when you chose to go. When you
No, I think it should be. I think because other countries offer it for free, and also technically, it doesn't have to be a college either. It could be a technical school.
We can have the
as well.
discussion about making it free, even though I'll never be on that train. But we can at least have the discussion when we're not bringing in more people.
I have a question for you. I have a question for you about like bringing in more people though, about immigration though. Because like this is like you agree that it's like we all have a system. Every president does it.
Yeah.
But would you, if we stop doing it, if like you said, we stop bringing people in, there will be a change in all of our ways of life.
What do you mean? We're already experiencing it. Why do you think there's a labor shortage?
Right. Well, right. I mean, that's for a bit, but yeah. Like if you think like supply chain or like empty shelves are bad now, just wait until we stop bringing people in. Just wait until we stop bringing in people who will like work for nothing.
You will not be
Life
able
will
to
get
get
very
If you-
different.
No. If you stop bringing people in, wages start going up because there's less competition. Then people will want to do those low wage
Why hasn't it
jobs because
happened?
the wage will go up.
But it
We're
hasn't
still bringing
happened.
people in.
No, we're not.
We're bringing tens of
The
people.
reason, no, we're not. The precise reason why, once we've established that, like, it's technically not undocumented immigration that's depressing wages, it's the way that we have designed that system on purpose is a cruelty.
I don't think it's just undocumented either. I want to tone down legal as well.
You think America does? You think America it takes too many immigrants?
I think we take in the most in the world.
We're-
Go try
we're at
Brazil, go try
300
China, go try
We're
Russia.
330
Why don't they
million
take
people.
some people in?
They do take people in.
They
but
don't
also-
take as many as we.
Also, we have 330 million people in this country. We can definitely, and we have a lot of space. We definitely take in way more immigrants. It's not a big deal at all. But what I'm saying is, the reason why wages are depressed, or the reason why wages go down, is not because like undocumented or documented labor is coming into the country and there's more labor. That's a lump of labor fallacy that was like disproven in the fucking 18th century. The reason why the wages are depressed in this country, despite productivity increasing year over year with technological achievements and yada yada, is because we have no support system for the American working class to be able to say, hey, at my workplace, like, it seems like we're making more money every single fucking year, but our salaries have remained the same. It's not adjusted to inflation. It's not adjusted to the cost of living, and we're still making dog shit fucking wages. Let's not do that. Let's get more money. We have no vehicle to be able to do that because we have no labor unions. Not an accident that like every country where you look at the average wages for comparable jobs is much higher.
If we just raise wages for all these working class people, then the market's going to adjust and prices are going to rise as well.
There
So
could be a price rise in the interim, but that price rise is never going to be as significant as the way people say it's going to be, and that's
I don't want to test it out.
No, but we know, we have examples of this, You look at any other fucking country in Europe, which Republicans refuse to recognize exists, and you will see that the prices on certain goods are definitely higher than America.
Okay, I see the chat saying low class. I meant working class, low wage workers. Low wage.
Yeah. And also,
Come on.
and
Dude,
also,
that's why I do a podcast
on top
instead
of
of
that.
live. They fucking
No, I like
that.
that live.
And also, not
not
only that, but we already have an example of this working in other countries where, like, it's not like
where?
a McDonald's hamburger
Like
in
where?
Denmark where you're getting paid fucking $20.
less
That does not change the reality.
But they
of McDonald's
do.
hamburger.
So I'm willing to have that conversation if we just implement some of their policies as
Okay.
well.
But that doesn't. Okay, but that doesn't
Not
change
just
the
ignore
reality.
how they.
Immigration does not change wages as long as everyone is considered to be the same type of worker. What actually depresses or increases wages is a lack of unionization. Because when there's more people coming in, there's more need for housing, there's more need for roads, there's more need for education, there's more need for everything else, which is precisely why immigration in and of itself, if everyone was documented, will not actually depress wages in any meaningful capacity whatsoever. It's how we do the immigration that actually has a capacity to depress wages.
Are you down for Denmark's diversity?
I mean, these countries are actually pretty diverse.
I know they are now.
Not now. Like, they've always been pretty diverse. I think that people completely misunderstand that and think that it's not. And per capita, Denmark allows more people. Denmark allows 4.3 per
Oh, I
thousand.
know they are now, and look how the rape rate's gone up too.
Well, that actually is, first of all, I don't know why Republicans ever mention rape laws or rape statistics in Europe. Every country has a different way of calculating, and the real reason why in Sweden, which is what you're referencing, not Denmark, the real reason why rape statistics have gone up in Sweden is because they changed the way that they document rape from maybe if you're a spouse, like if you're engaging in spousal rape, which Dennis Prager loves and is an advocate for.
He did write an article saying you should do that.
He wrote 2 articles saying you should rape your wife.
He was into that shit. He's a little freak.
He's had 7 wives.
He's fucked up. He's fucked up, dude.
Anyway, so the reason why the rape statistics skyrocketed in Sweden was not because of
Well, I was thinking
immigration.
Sweden and Germany. Germany.
Okay, but most of these countries actually have a different way of documenting rape, and that is the reason. When they change like the methodology for what they constitute as like a singular instance of rape, that's when you see gigantic differences in the rape statistics, not because of immigration. Also, Germany's entire economy is reliant on immigrant labor. If there wasn't Turkish immigration into Germany, there would be no engine driving the EU at this moment. It's quite literally the immigration that kept Germany alive in post-World War II.
And they have a similar thing there whenever they say some shit, whenever they talk shit about Erdogan, he's like, watch me turn the spigot. I'll either turn it off totally or I will flood you. Like, he's just said that. He's just been like, yeah, he's like, keep talking.
Well, he's talking about Syrians. Like, he has like, fucking 3 million Syrian refugees inside of Turkey, and he uses that as a counterpoint to say that, like, to use that as a counterpoint to be like, hey, don't threaten me. If you don't fucking jail this journalist that said I'm a pussy, I will literally send Syrian refugees to Germany.
Yeah, and that's, by the way, one of my 3 plugs I have for you today. Keep buying the lira. Buy the shit. The lira's going nowhere but up. Keep buying it. Press the plan.
Oh,
a trillion liras right now.
Oh, here, see? Once again, rape laws changing in 2016 and rape law reformation is the reason why they skyrocket. It has nothing to do with immigration. A lot of these countries, if you look at their statistics, they've had high rates of like immigration for a very long time, 2 decades, 3 decades. The only reason why people are making a big stink of it now is because there is uncertainty and anxiety elsewhere, oftentimes economic anxiety and uncertainty, that they are aggressively, shifting over to immigrants coming in. It's bullshit. Anyway, so there's that. Not that it matters. You can keep saying whatever. I know conservatives will regardless, but. For the record, like I said, this is the same exact thing in Sweden as well, where it's like, in Sweden, for example, spousal rape, if like a husband rapes their wife 100 times over the course of a year, that's not calculated as one instance of rape anymore. It's calculated as 100 instances of rape. That's why there was a big skyrocketing of rape numbers.
Are you a football bro?
Fuck no. No, not even remotely, okay? I am not even in any way, shape, or form interested in any of that stuff. Are you a barb?
I'm a total barb.
Are you a barb now, though? Well, you're like a fake barb.
No, I've been a barb since day one. Everybody, thought I was, and then when she did that, I came out of the closet as well.
Oh, okay. Well then, so that's why you're a fake barb.
No!
Because a real barb wears it on their sleeve from day one.
I played her music.
Oh, you were too afraid. You were too afraid to admit it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm totally barb.
She had a great song, man. That's all I really know about her.
Barbs hate me, because...
Yeah, because you fought with her.
You fought with Nicki.
I ratioed.
He was like, you what?
I ratioed Nicki Minaj on Twitter.
What?
Yeah, 100%. That's a real thing that I did. What?
You're hating on a black queen.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what the barb said.
You are
That's exactly what the barb said.
You're such a racist.
That is literally what the barb said. They were like, "You're a white supremacist."
You are.
And other words that I can't say on Twitch because I got banned. You know, I got banned on Twitch for 7 days for saying.
I'm a free speaker. I would not ban you.
It's crazy.
Well, they banned him for saying like an anti-white slur, which is crazy. No, legit. They banned for that.
But if they're gonna ban people for other words, then fuck yeah, ban them for that. Fuck yeah.
So you're for more censorship?
No. If they're gonna ban people for other words, then it should be universal. If we're not, but I'm for no ban.
But do you think, do you agree?
Not you get special rights because you're hating on white people.
I think you should get. I unironically think you should get special rights for hitting on white people. 100%. They should actually.
Oh, I know.
They should actually elevate you. If you make fun of white people, they should. I'm white. Like, what do you mean? What are you gonna police my speech? I'm fucking white.
That's the thing. If they ban him for saying like anti-white slurs, they're saying like, oh,
he's not white. Yeah.
But Turkey's in the European Union. That's
no, it's not.
Middle East isn't white.
It's in NATO.
It's in NATO.
I misspoke.
Yeah.
I woke up earlier.
It's a source.
It's
a sore spot for Turks.
Yeah. My bad. I misspoke. I know you're not in the EU.
I think
you should
Turkey.
Turkey seems sick.
They'll love you.
Yeah.
In Turkey.
Oh, I would love that.
Okay, so, wait, what was I gonna say? What were we talking about before? Oh, anti-white slurs. Yeah, anti-white slurs, I think, yes, it should be allowed, and also, not only that, but they should, like, give me more money when I say anti-white slurs. Like, Twitch should be like, thank you, here's your check. That's how it should work. Then other anti-ethnic slurs should be allowed? No. I mean, yes, but, like, except for the ones that you know.
Except what? Except what?
The K1. I don't know. I think I should be able to say it right, but like I don't know.
He doesn't even know.
He doesn't even know. I'm Jewish. I can say it.
He's saying as a Jewish person, like he should be able to say it. I shouldn't be able to say it. If you're Muslim, you should extra not be able to say it.
Yeah, there's some history there. There's some unfortunate history there. Yes, there is. If it was my friend who's Muslim, if it's my friend who's Muslim, I would be like, okay.
Are you gonna give the pass?
Can you do that? Yeah. Can you give passes?
No Jews do it, but I would like to my friends.
No, if he's white, can you give a pass for the C word?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
No. The C word pass is universal. It's a ridiculous one that people are getting. Because no one has ever been mad. No one has ever actually been mad.
But since y'all ramped up the anti-free speech shit, we're ramping up the anti-white stuff.
Do you think white people are under attack?
I totally do. You're demented.
Okay. You think white people are under attack? It's good.
No.
I think
No. So you're sitting on here you're like, yeah, F white people. Can you imagine if you did that about one other group?
Yeah, it would be bad and wrong.
Yeah, so it's
But
bad
it's
with
funny
white
when
people.
but it's funny and cool and good. when
Okay,
it's for
it
white
used to
people.
be funny when you could do it to everyone, when you could make like
No.
it was funny when it was universal, you could make fun of everyone, but now that you can only make fun of white people, it's like, oh, like that's low-hanging fruit, like come up with a better joke.
No, I
Like,
agree.
You know, that's
I
what
agree.
I'm
No,
saying.
I
It's
agree.
just, like,
I
it's
agree.
not
I agree with
funny
that.
anymore.
I think it's like super basic, which is why like, you know, we should adopt the European style racism, which is like
Banter.
ethnic.
Right, well,
So
that-
like, you know, make fun of Polish people on the virtue of their Polishness, or that sort of thing. That's what we should be adopting, but not the anti-Romani part of it.
Well, if it's like your friends, I think like, yeah, dude, like, my friend Dave. My friend Dave is Punjabi. He's always, he's always, you know, going on me or going on our friend who's like a hillbilly, and we're always like, fuck you, you know, get back. And,
yeah, that's
but like banter,
Just
needs
fun
to,
stuff.
Banter
Yeah,
needs
of
to come
course.
back.
For sure.
Banter is great. You know,
But yeah, as far as the anti-white stuff, the white people are people of color.
oh no, this one.
They are!
This
Fuck
slap.
it.
This
Fuck
slap.
it.
I haven't even seen this, but I know it slapped. Okay.
It did. Fuck
Oh my
yeah.
god. By the way, people are unironically asking what your skincare routine is.
Oh, I'll give you all my skin after we watch this.
Okay.
White light is made up of a bunch of different colors on the visible light spectrum. The word white functions as a color in every single language that I speak, so I'd appreciate if the racism against white people stopped immediately. White people are people of color. Stop trying to marginalize their voices. Stop trying to silence white voices. White voices matter. White lives matter. White people are people of color, so stop excluding them from the fray.
Love that.
Period.
That was you changed my mind.
Right. I
Okay.
just had to educate you a little on visible light spectrum.
Yeah. No,
Get
that
you
was
checked in.
brilliant.
Thanks.
You had to go to the sciences.
Yeah.
You had to
But
go to the
trust
hard
the science.
sciences.
Trust
Yeah.
the science.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
that's the real thing the CDC should have told us.
Done.
That white people are a color.
Yeah.
So
If they had
stop
done
the
that,
anti-whiteness.
dude, if they had done that, people would have stopped dying of COVID in March. I don't know how, but it would have helped.
So yeah, no, I think that, I mean, if we're gonna be serious about it, no, I think that, like, oppression on the virtue of whiteness is not a real thing. Obviously, because whiteness as a concept is, like, built around dominance and exclusion. That's why, you know, Barack Obama's not considered a white person, but a black
He
person.
leans into his blackness. He doesn't. My friends don't even know
There
that
is not
he's
a
mixed race. He totally leans into
It doesn't,
his
because
black
it doesn't
side.
matter. Like, no
No,
one would ever
no,
be like,
but-
Barack Obama's white.
But
you know what I
no,
mean?
but he's the one who says he's black, etc., etc. He doesn't say he's mixed race. So no, he's not white, and he's not black. He's mixed.
I mean, but it doesn't matter. Even if he said he's mixed, oh, you're pro logic. You're saying, like, you know, everyone that's
I mean-
everyone that's mixed doesn't say they're biracial. No, but so the point is, it comes from the one drop rule, right? I mean, you know this, I think. Like, you were educated in America.
Yes,
I
but
don't
I'm
know.
not living in slavery, so I've moved on.
I know, but like that's where it comes from. It's not like it changed. You
Well,
know
what do
what
you
I mean?
mean? Like, if someone's considered black or white?
Yeah, I mean it's a fundamental part of like American societal development. Is it came with the preservation of slavery early on, and all of the fucking attitudes haven't changed. Like you're black, and the reason why you're black and not
Thanks
something
for telling
different.
me, Hasan.
No, I mean I know you know this, but like the reason why the reason why Barack Obama is black is because he has at least like one drop or more of black genes in him that slavers
Well, a
very
lot
long
of
time ago
black
decided.
people don't think biracial people are full black. That's kind of a new movement. So, are you speaking for the black kings and queens?
So there's a lot of like intra-community fighting on shit like that. There's also colorism, yada yada. I personally don't give a shit. Obviously, it's not my business per se. I do watch. Felix and I both watch from afar.
You do. Just to keep in the
We are.
culture.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna get involved soon though.
Oh.
I'm gonna be like the CIA in Syria and just start funding all different groups.
Yeah.
I think it's time. I think everyone needs to hear from me on this.
Yeah, I agree.
But ultimately, yeah, it's just like that's the reason why whiteness in and of itself is not like something you call out unless you're like a huge bitch. You know what I mean? Anyone that fucking cries about like white people being attacked is like on the basis of being white and not on the basis of being like a worker or you know any other kind of like actual fucking marginalization is a huge bitch.
For me, it has to do with we can't talk or even make a joke about anyone else, but you can you can hate speech, which I don't believe in, white people, and you're not consequenced for it at all. So
This is not
that
real.
is
It's
right
not
in
real.
there. What's not real about it?
Hate speech against white people is not real. The 100%. Like, if it was real, then like it can't be real because it's about dominance. Like whiteness is not a
So
real thing.
you're I don't believe white people are supreme to everyone else, but you do, or you believe that
No,
society...
I don't think.
I'm not a white
I don't think
supremacist.
white people are supreme to anyone else. What I'm simply stating is that whiteness as a concept, historically and in contemporary society, is used as the dominant class of individuals. And whiteness as a concept is expanded throughout history. There was a time when Irish people were not considered white. There was a time when Greek people were not considered white. There was a time when Polish people were not considered white. Jews, Italians, right? So that concept is expanded to create a larger in-group. Now Hispanics are considered white as well. You have white Hispanics. So, well, have you met a Cuban person? They definitely consider themselves to be white and are very white in general, depending on...
See, and I also don't attack certain qualities of skin color. Like, this is a white man. This is
No, I know, but as a political concept, that's where the history comes from, and that's precisely what it's being utilized as, ultimately, and that's exactly the reason why, from a political point of view, it's like hate speeching someone against white, hate speeching people for being white is ridiculous, and that's why everybody intrinsically understands that it's ridiculous. It's why like most white people would laugh when you say like someone is a C word. I can't believe I'm saying C word now because I don't want to get banned, but that's the reason.
We'll move on so we don't get...
No, it's fine. I mean, I, as long as you don't call someone the C word. Well, dude, you showed us a video of you being a white supremacist. What do you mean?
Oh, I think he means like the white
Oh.
people of color video.
I think that's a that like as somebody who constantly
There's things that I know are going to upset people and like get a reaction. Like that person. I can tell when someone else is doing that. Like you didn't really. I don't believe that you got up and you're like, oh, I realized this thing. Like,
We all know I was making a
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
unless you're...
No, I'm saying that you're not making. I'm saying that it's like you're like, damn, I know this is really gonna get people.
But I'm
gonna get yelled at, and I want to get yelled at.
I mean,
don't
it was
really-
funny and
Yeah.
pushy, but
Yeah.
I mean, I stand by my...
Do you think you could be like anti? Do you think you could be bigoted against straight people?
Straight?
Yeah, straight people.
I mean, sure, I think you could be have something against straight people. Yeah.
Like if someone was like fucking breeders, like do you think that that's like hate speech?
I mean, I
Same.
don't believe in hate speech, so any way you toss
But
it,
like, would you make a defense of like people being anti-straight in the same way that you did for people being anti-white?
only if people weren't allowed to make gay jokes, then I sure as hell would.
So you're saying heterophobia is technically you're strategically saying heterophobia could be real if
Yeah.
homophobia is real.
Yeah.
Do you think homophobia is real?
I think there's people that hate gays, yeah. And I think there's gays who have things against straights as well. I mean, I don't see that as often as the anti-white.
You think there's gays
but-
against straight?
Huh?
You think there's like actual heterophobia?
I don't know, but I think they're confusing.
I mean, it's like, but you understand, right? It's like the default is like considered straightness, right? So that's part of the reason why it's like ridiculous if someone was like, oh, I can't believe they're making fun of breeders or making fun of cishet people. Like, it would just be ridiculous.
Well, there's a lot more straight people in the world than white people as well, so. I think
What?
white people are a global minority, technically. So I think white people are a minority. They're a global minority.
But that's because of whiteness in and of itself
Oh, you say, but
is
see,
built on purity. So the only way to preserve whiteness or white people is literally by making sure that miscegenation doesn't happen.
but this whiteness concept, I
Well, like, okay.
Whiteness is being like a belief, so I reject that and attaching that belief system to a skin color.
Well, like, let me put it this way. He's just saying, like, how America, like, moves this goalpost to, like, what is white, where it's like, alright, we gotta, like, expand it for this people, like they did with, like, Irish people and, like, shit.
Yeah.
Just like that, it's in the same way that, like, if you're a Chinese guy in China, that's being white there, kind of. Or if you're, like, if you're a Golfi in Saudi Arabia, you're white there. Same deal. You know?
Like it's just the default mode. It's
right,
the default in-group, whatever the default like character class is. You know what I mean? That's just whiteness here in Western, in America especially, because like the concept of black and white is like pretty American the way that we understand it. It's like unique, and that is it means you're in the in class, that you're in the dominant in-group.
Okay, well you keep hating on white people whenever you want. I'll defend them, but don't get mad when I make a joke about them.
Okay, but how? Okay, can you tell me an example of how you would defend the white race then, if it is a race, without like coming across like a Nazi?
Well, no, I mean,
miscegenation,
there was
right?
a literal genocidal Twitter space where
Genocide.
a group of people.
He's talking about my group chat.
It's real. Y'all, they were calling for white people to literally exterminate, like sentience. Literally, and you might think it's funny. They were.
You think it's funny though?
No, I was no, but I think
No
that's
shot.
wrong.
You think that's?
But you know that they're not gonna get it together. They're not.
Well, they're not. No, they're not gonna do. But I'm against that type of like. It's not cute.
Okay, but notice how you immediately went to like what the other side is saying and your reaction to the other side. Is there a way where you can assume a defensive position to defend the honor and sanctity of the white race without coming across like a Nazi?
Sure, just like people defend the black race and the Latino.
So you're saying white pride, like, as opposed to black pride?
No, if you can have black pride, then you don't have to hate on white people, or white person shouldn't have to hate themselves either.
Well,
You're not a white supremacist just because you think, oh, shit, I don't take responsibility for what my ancestors did and I don't hate my skin color. That's not being a white supremacist.
that's not what we're talking about, though. No one should hate their own skin color. It's ridiculous. But, you know, why do you think there's a association with white pride and you know, white supremacy? Do you understand why there's an association with white pride and white supremacy?
Oh yeah, I understand.
Because they're fucking culture vultures. Because they're fucking culture vultures. They saw black pride, they saw black power, and they were like, that shit's good, we gotta do it ourselves. And that's why they were like, white power.
If you can have black pride, if you can have Latino pride, if you can have this, that, the other pride, then you can have white pride.
But that's, I mean, we gotta go back really far, right? Gotta go back World War I. This is where everything got fucked up before that. We were fucking stuff, right? Because it was like, okay, what's the biggest white group in America? Germans. Germans took over. Everyone. Germans, though, when they were showing up, they had their own shit. They took over Wisconsin. They were doing cool shit. They were doing cool shit there. They had their own thing going all over the place. World War I happened. This war that America should have never. We have nothing to do with these fucking cousins. We have nothing to do with it. But they whipped everyone
Terrible
up.
war, destroy the Ottoman Empire.
Yes.
Not good.
Fuck that war. They whipped everyone up. They whipped everyone up against the Germans. They're like, it's the fucking Germans' fault. Fuck them. And all these Germans in America were like, we're not German, we're American. And they give up everything. They have no more identity. And then time passes, and then, you know, they can't go back to being German. They can't wear fucking lederhosen and eat the sausage and do all the shit, the sewer socialism. They can't do that anymore. So if they're getting into any ethnic pride at all, they're just like, oh, pan-whiteism. And it's stupid because it's like, all those countries were they're born to fight each other. All the European countries, they all hate each other.
Even though they're all quite literally directly related to one another, especially the royal classes are fucking each other and they're all cousins at the same time, so much so that they have their own genetic inbreeding diseases that you can trace back to specific royal families. Anyway.
But I'm just saying, like, every place has something to be proud of. Germans should be, like, German.
Oh, I totally agree.
Even I think that. It's like,
So
all their shit's
So that's what the difference is though.
People-
Like,
but
people can trace back their lineage, and most white people, almost all white people, even if they have become Americanized after like a million fucking generations of being here, can trace back their lineage to a specific, country. Like,
Right.
white people are like, I'm German and Irish, blah blah blah, right? You know what I mean? Like, if you're living in Chicago, you're Polish. Doesn't matter what you are. If you live in fucking the tri-state, you're Italian. Doesn't matter what your background is. You're just fucking Italian. Massachusetts, area, New England, Irish, and a cop. That's where all the cops come from. So the point is, like, black people obviously don't have that because of racism and slavery.
We can't trace our.
Right. 23.
Can you trace your roots back to like what specific country
That's
it
when my
comes from?
ancestors sold us into slavery.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you
Right.
can't do that because of chattel slavery, which is why it was like a collective identity created from the intergenerational trauma and having to, associate with a new thing. But that's it. But that is the main difference between like people having, pride or black pride and white pride. That's the main difference is that like the oppressor taking on the SJW shit of an actually oppressed group.
I wasn't championing white pride. I was championing not hating on white people in the same way you shouldn't hate on any other race. And if you do want to hate on white people, don't cancel someone from work for making a comment about someone else. And I stand by it, and there's nothing like that's my view.
I'm just a personal opinion. I'm really the only guy against this. That all races should. The first guy.
Holy shit. Anyway, okay. But yeah, there's a
My
difference
friend Ben
between
Morris says hi. I'm sorry. I should have said that.
there's a difference between like someone in Nigeria who has like Nigerian pride versus an African descendant of slaves here in America. That's where that that's the main difference is that
We were
people
slaves.
were victim to chattel slavery. But yeah, that was really great, Kate. Thank you. That
I
was,
know.
I just thought someone needed
to say it.
Great, especially after MLK Day. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Some would say I was inspired.
Okay, so white people are under attack. We established that. Probably the most oppressed. I would say.
For sure.
If there's a group of
In
people that are-
America, yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I can't. Same with cisgender people, obviously, the heterosexuals, all that. Especially if you're an anti-vaxxer.
Oh, they are the most
under-
marginalized.
No one else.
community, too.
Yeah, no one. Yeah, no one. It's like,
No one disagrees with that.
where's
at
the
all.
MLK for anti-vaxxers?
We're waiting on it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I have a dream that, anti-vaxxers and
Get along
vaccine
with
can
that.
get away. Yeah, exactly. That we can all go to Applebee's for $5 jalapeno.
Without a
tacos.
passport at the time.
Yeah. Okay, what else? Oh wait, what do you think about California homelessness?
Fuck it.
What's your take on how do you think we should be dealing with a homelessness crisis?
I think leaving them in tents on the street or is not the way.
Yeah,
That's not
we're in agreement there, but like, what do you think is the alternative solution?
I don't know. Put them in a homeless.
Well, homeless shelters suck. We already have shelters, but they're dog shit for the most part.
I mean,
But would you be opposed? Would you be opposed to?
housing and all this bullshit?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you're not opposed to?
Well,
housing?
because we're building housing right now, and I actually had a friend who, I don't know if he's an architect or what, but he gave me the number on how much it is per unit, and it's more than some low-wage working class Americans units are. So no, I don't know what the solution is.
Wait, but
building
But part of the reason why they
housing-
become homeless is quite literally that what we're talking about. Is that like it's really, really unaffordable to have a house if you are a working class individual.
We're not free housing, then let's leave them on the street.
You're not.
And you are not. No.
No,
Bullshit.
no, I'm not. No, but don't even. We're not going down that route.
Wait, why
That's
not?
For sure.
Why not? You know,
Because it's not. It won't just be homeless. That's not what you're proposing. You're about to go into free universal housing or something.
Yeah.
That's
Why not? Why not? Why not?
Why not?
No, I don't want the. I don't want.
But
the
like, explain. You obviously have a point of view, but like, why?
Well, I mean, for a lot of the homeless we have in LA, I don't find this in other cities. It's more of a drug issue, more of a mental health issue, more of a different type of issue, and I don't.
That's because you're seeing like the final tier of homelessness. Most homeless people, 41% plus, I believe, depending on what study you're looking at, still have a job. But you don't see them as homeless. They're invisibly homeless, right? So they have insecure housing. Either they live on people's couches, or they're couch surfing, or they live out of their cars and parking lots. And that's like the first tier of homelessness. And that the majority of, or if not every single homeless person's starting point is because they've been priced out of the housing market, because rent keeps going up, regardless of whether wages are going up or not. Rent keeps going up. Landlords are fucking pieces of shit. They keep raising the rents. Homeless people or people no longer can afford rent, so they start living out of their cars and whatnot. Now that is insecure housing. That's really a traumatic experience overall. I'm sure you've never had to experience something like that, where you're like, I don't know if I'll be able to fucking sleep with a shelter over my head, with a roof over my head tonight. It makes it harder.
Maybe.
Makes it harder for people to shower and all this like basic stuff that we take for granted. And that's a really traumatizing experience. Then you usually lose your job because you can't deal with like fucking being houseless and insecure, and also keep up a job at the same time. So then you move on to the second tier, where like you become a homeless person that like loses their car because they can't make the payments or whatever, and then you're living on the street. And that's when you start self-medicating by trying to fucking escape and, you know, deal with the trauma by doing drugs and a fuckload of other shit. And that's when you start doing the hard drugs.
You don't think some people become homeless because they're addicts and that's they're like that?
Well, that's what people think is happening. But if you look at the actual studies, no. The real reason is because people are priced out of their housing
Christian,
market.
just anecdotally, I've known a lot of pillheads in my life. All of them had houses. All of them, like, lived in place. But, like, okay, like, if you make someone... Even make them do it like a fucking year. Like a year of like living on the fucking street, like in and out of shelters, because like, yeah, they're unreliable, they're shitty, they're unfortunately like privately funded, and like most private charities, like of varying dependability. But like you make someone live outside where they're always looking over their fucking shoulder, and always like making sure that no one's gonna call the cops on them, always making sure that like they're not noticed, but trying to get enough to eat, trying to find a place to like wipe their ass, all these degrading things that like it wouldn't drive anyone crazy, like a little bit, you know?
Maybe so for this proposed homelessness initiative of giving out free housing, do you have to pass a drug test in order to live there now?
No, absolutely not. No, why? Who cares? Everybody, you think...
Can you just be there for free
So
forever,
here's the thing.
what's
You're
the...
drug free, right? But that is not the common place. That's not common for like 90% of Americans. Like the only difference between the fucking person who's like who's living on the streets and like is addicted to heroin or whatever, and you know every fucking wine mom that watches MSNBC or Fox News, depending on what they believe in, that is like barred the fuck out in order to like forget how miserable their fucking existence is the fact that one has access to shelter and the other doesn't.
I don't meet these moms.
So I don't want to.
I don't.
You live in California. You fucking do.
You've met some Clonopin zombies and not realized it.
Yeah, 1000%, dude. Are you kidding me? The 1,000-yard stare from like every mom that you've ever met at a function is barred the fuck out. Okay, straight up. So the point is like that. It doesn't matter. A housing first policy is actually quite successful in rehabilitating people because you're eliminating one of the largest insecurities that people have that makes it almost impossible for them to even try to go down the path of rehabilitation. So once you address that major need, right? Once you address that major need, all of a sudden they actually can go down the pathway of rehab and you know creating better and becoming productive workers again. If that's what people care about, you know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, that's precisely why I believe in a housing first policy. And countries that do that are very successful. I mean, Red Vienna. Have you ever been to Austria?
I've never been.
So Vienna has 65% of Vienna housing is public housing that the government built.
Yeah, I don't want to live in Vienna.
No, it's beautiful though.
Vienna's
like,
awesome.
Yeah, it's like fucking incredible. It's one of the nicest,
America.
one of the nicest fucking cities. I would love to live there.
But Even just like, you don't even have to like Park City, Utah, right? They made like government housing for homeless people. And it was an enormously successful policy. And like, if fiscal conservatism, if that's like your only angle, like I don't have to really give a shit about it, but like if you do, it ended up costing them a lot less money than the current system. It's like, all right, we have the cops clear people out and we play whack-a-mole here. It was broadly successful. I don't know, everyone's being here with this.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City too. I thought this Park City was
This is their public
Damn,
housing.
dude.
It's fucking sick. It's so sick. Their affordable housing is like 65% of Vienna's housing units that are available are quite literally built by the government. They're super cheap. They're super affordable for people, and people want to live in those spaces. Like these are spaces that foster communities. These are spaces that have like fucking pools and gyms and shit like that. So you get like you actually are coexisting with other people. It's a wonderful system. I think it's brilliant. I wish we could have shit like this.
And like, honestly, like we should want all people to feel the maximum amount of dignity and togetherness that is possible.
Yeah,
I mean, this is it. This is it, man. Yeah. So that that the official government line isn't just like, all right, well if you fuck up, you're gonna sleep outside.
And the worst part about it is like we have enough money to do this shit. That's the worst fucking part about it is that like the only reason why we don't do this shit is so that both liberal and Republican fucking rich like homeowners can continue using their fucking homes as an investment vehicle. And I say this as someone who's fucking living in a very nice house that I bought that I do not care for as an investment opportunity, but instead like shelter for me and my family. You know what I mean? I think it's really fucking stupid that we have to treat homeownership like an investment vehicle, and that's precisely why we can't ever do anything like public housing, because God forbid we have affordable housing units available to people, then everyone's home prices are gonna go down, and oh no, we can't have that. We can't have that happen because no one wants to fucking live in their house for 30 years. Everyone wants to, move out and like move on to bigger and better things. But
it's not fun for that many people anymore. We have less social mobility than Europe.
Yeah.
We're like,
It has decreased a lot.
Yeah.
But Europe's beating us. Places like.
Can you imagine getting cuffed by those freaking
What?
Europeans, dude?
Europeans?
Bullshit, dude.
They only just got rid of it. They haven't even done it yet.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like England still has the fucking queen, you know what I mean?
That's why I want to. Yeah, no. That's why I want to nationalize our healthcare. They get to have that one over us. Fuck that.
Like, look, one of my moderators is quite literally Belgian, okay? Doesn't even have a government, and he's saying, get fucked right now. You want to get owned by Belgians? Like, not even a real country, and is able to make fun of Americans on that front. There's no point in asking him to answer this question because he's going to give the response that every Republican gives. They don't know how to think hard, so they resort to an impossible fix, and we should ignore it.
Just because I don't want to do it your way doesn't mean it's...
Okay, but to be fair, you haven't really given a good way so far when I asked you some questions. So there's some truth to that.
To fix Californians' fucked
Not
up
just
issues.
California, but like homeless. Like I asked you how to deal with homelessness,
And I said I wanna put them in homeless shelters. End of discussion. Get them off the streets. Put them in homeless shelters for a temporary amount of time. If you maybe we incentivize with different options like temporary housing, if you can pass a drug test, etc. But no, I don't want to build universal housing for people. I don't.
I think we definitely should do that.
Yeah. I feel like that's...
Because that's not working right now. What you're describing quite literally is what the system that we supposedly have right now that's supposed to be
But we
functioning.
don't, or they wouldn't all be out on the street. So clearly something needs to change. But
No, we do have that. The reason why they're out on the street regardless is because homeless shelters are just fucking god-awful for the most part. You can't bring your stuff with you. You can't bring your dog with you. They're open for sexual harassment and assault. They're at a higher likelihood than you would be out in the fucking street when you have no protection. And then also on top of that, most importantly, shelters literally fucking, like one, they kick people out during the day. Shelters also won't let you stay there if you can't quit cold turkey, which is like in most circumstances.
so hard.
Well, not just hard, but also a threat to your life. You know what I mean? Like, Yeah, that's a big part of the problem.
Well, then let's reform that system, but not building universal housing so people can just hang out for as long as they want. And
But, like,
just
why
live
not?
There.
But why
Because I don't want to pay for it. That's why.
You don't want
I
to
don't
pay.
want to pay for it.
But
How about
if there's
everybody-
if there's no one that is like no homeless people, but universal housing, you still don't want to pay for it.
No, I still don't want to pay for it. And also, I propose this idea. Let's do it, but if you're for it, you pay for it. How about that? Because there seems to be so many people for it. So if there's all
But I
these
do
people
pay
that
for
are
it.
for it,
I do.
then
I already paid.
well,
for it.
let's propose that then. Everybody who's for it pays for it, and everybody who doesn't want
But
to
that
doesn't
you
have to
can't do
pay
that.
into it.
I mean,
Why?
the reason why you can't do that is because
Well, I know we can.
people
but
are
why not?
incredibly selfish, and they'll just say, "I'm not going to fucking pay for it," and then that will never be funded. That will
Okay.
never get adequate funding, and that's not how this works anyway. Like you should be able to.
Well, if we took every liberal celebrity that has tons of money and they just merged all their money together to build sustainable options, I'm sure it could be done.
No,
Absolutely.
it still wouldn't because you still need to.
Only a state can really do it.
Yeah.
Like there's some things that only like.
Well, I know
are
because
only
of
done
regulations, because of
possible capacity state.
Yeah.
not for it.
I mean, it's like how much people do spend a lot of effort on philanthropy. The problem with philanthropy is that it's mostly taxed on people for liberal
wealthy
and
people.
conservative.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with that at
And
all.
it's also wait, you don't have anything wrong with the way that 501c3s are created in this country?
I don't have a problem with someone getting a tax write-off for doing something.
Oh no, but the 501c3s and the way that they're created is just to like have fucking high-paying CEOs for the most part that barely ever fucking
Do anything.
They barely ever do anything. That's why mutual aid is better than 501c3s in like 99% of the circumstances. But also, you know, the thing is like people don't realize how they benefit from things that are good for the collective good. Like when asked, most people would say they don't use the highways or they don't use the roads. Why should I pay for it? I don't use roads. Well, you fucking do. Or public transit. Why would I pay for public transit if it was going to come out of my taxes when I'm never going to ride the bus? I got my fucking Range Rover. You know what I mean? You know, let's go branded. It's expensive, but I can pay for it, right? But what you don't recognize in that situation is like an adequate public transit system actually makes traffic less awful and less congested overall for everyone. And that's precisely why the government in a lot of instances has to do something. Unfortunately in America, we don't have a government that does something. We have a government that does nothing other than, you know, operate as like this fucking state that takes money away from taxpayers and offers corporate subsidies to this like patchwork of corporations that are going to overtake the place of the government in most instances and do a shitty fucking job at it because all they care about is profit. That's it. You know what I mean?
Period.
Even the workers who built his Range Rover use the bus to get to the factory to build it, so we still benefit from it. Yeah, I mean, of course. Yeah. Do you think the United States is a meritocracy where people with merit actually succeed?
A lot of the time.
Really?
I don't think it's universal, but for a lot of people, yes.
I don't agree with that at all.
I mean,
You don't think it's possible to work your way up with merit? Like literally.
But it's
I mean, this is anecdotal, but like, it's just not true. So that's so many people's stories. So.
I mean, no, it definitely happens. It happens less than in places that have less of a fuck you opinion than we do. Like, not like no one's gonna call like any of these like EU nations socialist by any means of definition. But people are less on their own there, and they have more social mobility. More people move up than they do here
Yeah.
in the last 30 years.
But I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in if I didn't have a good spawn point. Okay, my family relatively affluent in Turkey, right? And despite the fact that my dad lost everything by the time I went to college, it doesn't matter because the affluent beginning that I got in the form of a great education and all this other stuff, not being burdened with like debt or having to work or anything like that, and being able to focus on myself and my education, gave me the opportunities that
Absolutely.
I
Same
have
for
now.
me.
But that's not we. So social safety nets would make up for that.
Well, both my parents grew up extremely poor, worked their way up. So it's just like we can play this game of stories, but
like one of your parents had like
no, my parents zero. My dad
I know.
Fat.
But what I'm saying is like he had.
Athletic ability. Well, some people have
not
ability.
Not just like athletic ability, but like one of the most amazing athletic abilities of all time.
And my stepdad had no athletic ability. I think he probably has a really high IQ. Sure, built a business, has much more money than I thought. Maybe I do not want to all end up at the same place. I want people who have a special skill to get rewarded for that skill, whether that's a brain skill, whether that's an athletic skill. That's what I want.
But do you think that the children of a guy who has no skills, hey, every day's a gamble for him and he always loses? Do you think they deserve to like live in misery, to live without dignity?
No,
to
but
like worry about where they're gonna live?
No, but there's so many kids with parents who have special skills, and those parents blow their special skill off, and that's on the parent.
But like, what about?
But I don't think
like, what about the kids? Like, the kid just fuck them?
No, but what do you propose?
Like, do you think that there's like government housing?
We have government housing.
No, we don't.
We want better government.
No, we don't have government housing.
Not to the extent that we need it. I'm proposing that just there is a basic guarantee of human dignity.
Yeah.
Like that other countries have. That you're not just totally fucked with your dad. Like, I spent all the bread money.
Yeah.
Spent all the bread money on unleaded gas when the street was and I lost. Because that's a lot of people. I've known guys like that. Sometimes they have kids.
Or depending on where you're born, right? Like, you can't honestly say, obviously, that like some kid born into like a rich executive producer's family in Beverly Hills has the same starting point as
no,
like a
I
kid
don't want
born
to solve, but they should have an extra start. Their parent worked to give them that starting point.
So no.
You're saying fuck what that parent put in? No, he has the starting point because someone worked for it, and they should have that starting point because it was worked for. It didn't come from something random.
Well, you're missing my point. What I'm trying to say is that people are always going to have additional advantages. That's a given. I'm not advocating for like the equality of outcome or whatever the fuck Republicans think like leftists believe in. Okay, that's not a real thing because look at the NBA. There's always going to be someone that's taller, someone that's faster, someone that's stronger, someone with more skill. That's not what I'm talking about at all. What I'm simply stating is being able to offer every single citizen, every single individual that steps foot inside of the U.S. fucking border, okay, across the board, a same level of base material equality and a same starting point that addresses all of their humanly interests and needs, so that everyone can prosper and everyone can have lead a life of dignity.
And then I could
then we
get
have
on board with something you were saying. If you didn't say anybody who steps over the border, why are you when we have Americans who can't take care of themselves, can't afford basic needs.
Wait, but okay. So you'd be fine. So you'd be fine if we had a stronger border.
If we had a stronger border, we talked immigration, then we could discuss it. Sure. I don't know what that would look like, but when we're bringing,
we could discuss it. It's like,
but you won't even say yes to that. You won't even say yes to that, even if we had. You won't even say yes to that, even if we had.
I've used that one too many times in my life to know what that means. To not know what that means, rather.
Yeah.
So you're against, like, even though
I don't know what you're saying. You're saying I'm against universal, but y'all pitch it in a way where you say, oh, it's just the bare minimum for people.
Yeah.
No, lots of people are surviving at the bare minimum on the horrible welfare system that we have. So no, people are surviving off the. So then you say, what is your bare minimum? A luxury apartment? Like
a bare minimum is like adequate shelter that has like actual fucking hot water, cold water, like
even if you're not working on your life at all, like
yes,
no, 100%.
Why not? If a kid's parent is like fucked up, they can't get it together, whether you want to say it's because they're a bad person.
Well, let's do something for kids then.
But they're gonna live with their parent. Like, why should they have to live at a fucking bus stop because their dad like fucks up all the time?
No, they're kids, elderly, non-productive workers, or like unproductive people that are not a part of like the the labor class or whatever should still deserve a life of dignity, especially because we can fucking pay for it. If your fear, on the other hand, is that like, well, then we're not going to incentivize these people to like work hard or whatever. You're not incentivized to fucking work hard right now, but yet you still do, right?
I think I am, yeah.
Well, what is your incentive?
I want more than even my parents are willing to give me.
Okay, but like you have been afforded a life of luxury because of who your parents are, and yet you still want more. That a lot of people strive for that, except they don't even have like their needs taken care of.
I'd say if you polled all celebrity children, yeah, there's a lot of celebrity children who work hard, and yeah, sure, but the majority don't. I would say the majority don't want more than they have.
Yeah, and they shouldn't die, is my point.
No, but
okay, that's fine. Like, their parents worked hard, they no longer have to. That's fine. If they don't want to work hard, that's fine. What I'm simply stating is that there's plenty of people. Like, you got fucking kids, their parents are teachers in Oklahoma. You know what I mean? They're making like 28 grand a fucking year. They have to do Uber on top of that. Like, that child should not be in a worse situation overall. Like, that child should be taken care of. That parent should be taken care of. There should be fucking
aren't
housing.
they being taken care of?
No, not at all.
There are people who they're living under a bridge. They can't afford food. Like
They're living.
You know,
They're living like. You see the story in New York about the apartment that had no heat, so they had to run a fucking space heater in the hallway.
And it fucking
burned down and killed 18 people. I bet there are, out of those 18 people, I could pick out people that would fit your benchmark of someone who's doing everything right, who's like doing what they're supposed to, whatever that means. You would find enough people, and they still got fucked because this is a brutal country, even for people who are ostensibly doing everything right.
Yeah, plenty of people who work super fucking hard. Most people, I would say, even that work super fucking hard, are never going to get above. They're never gonna actually fucking reach financial security, not because they haven't worked hard enough or smart enough, but simply because they're fucking spawned. Like, they were born into it. Yeah, they got fucked. They were born into an immigrant family, or they were born overseas, and then their parents had to come here illegally and offer a better life for them. But they haven't been able to reach that financial security. That budget shortfall is built into their existence. There's nothing you can do about it. And the unfortunate reality is, like, look, I come from a relatively affluent background. You come from a very affluent background. This is not something that you've probably encountered, but being poor, especially when I was living on my own, being poor is very expensive. I had to fucking do some crazy shit to be able to like get this amount of protein that I need to fucking consume after working out. Like, I would get like expired chicken. You know what I mean? I lived in a fucking kitchen of a frat house. Not to say that like I made it so everyone else can or whatever the fuck. And I still had a fuckload of advantages in comparison to most other people that are in similar circumstances. But I know for a fact that like there are so many people who aren't able to get that leg up, that aren't able to ever reach any sort of point beyond financial insolvency because they had to fucking, they're saddled with debt. Because they went to college. They're saddled with debt because they have a shitty parent, like Felix mentioned. They're saddled with debt because medicine. That's the most insane part. They're saddled with debt because they just, they don't have health care. They went to the hospital, some shit happened. And now they're fucked for the rest of their lives. That's insane. That's a bullshit system. That's not the wealthiest country on the planet. That's the worst country. Like, it's crazy how much we have and how much we could afford to do for our citizens, and yet we refuse to do so. It's bullshit. Also, yeah, the idea that like welfare makes us it's like been, it's been disproven time and time again.
Yeah. Nope, you haven't.
It's okay. Right on time for the stream. You know how it is, bro. You know how it is. You know how it be. Okay, obviously, what is incredibly fucked up here is that I admitted that I'm in a good mood. So
this is my first time catching the end.
as soon as I do that, it's a wrap. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's time to fuck shit up." I used to drink those. They kept giving me a bloody nose, so I had to stop. What? Coffee gives you a bloody nose? That's weird. Yeah, Dan Crenshaw yelled at children. Xbox is monopolizing. Microsoft is monopolizing extra hard. We got a lot to fucking cover, folks. We got a lot to talk about today. Do not worry. Wait, what is this? Oh, I've seen this one before.
It's Tuesday. Thursday. Hi, it's Tuesday. Tuesday daisy. Huh. It's a Tuesday. It smells like Tuesday. It's Thursday.
I mean, this one isn't that even that good.
Thursday. Tuesday daisy. I love Tuesday. So do you. That's why you're here. So let me hear you say, whoop, whoop. That sounds pretty good, Tuesday. A Thursday. Believe in yourself.
This is not good. The one that's really good is when he's like, "It's Tuesday." I mean, he does this every Tuesday. Anyway, whatever. When are we getting Steve MRE reacts? Coffee thins blood. It's not abnormal for it to cause nosebleeds. The chatter might have hypertension though. Yo, why don't you fucking stop being hypertense around and get some bitches, dude? That's right. Fucking got him. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Nothing makes sense. It doesn't matter, okay? Ugh. Okay, it's fucking Tuesday. What did I do last night? I've been fucking watching Baki. I'm on the fucking tournament arc, okay? That's what I've been doing. Watching Baki on the tournament arc. We have a lot going on this week. Tomorrow I will be having... Tomorrow I'm gonna have Christian Walker on. Obviously, he is the #1 conservative pundit in America right now, son of Herschel Walker, and a very I don't know how to describe it. He's just a meme. He is like a meme, but unlike Boo Boo Bennett, he's like actually entertaining. You know what I mean? Whereas like Boo Boo Bennett is entertaining because she constantly gets owned, right? Christian Walker, on the other hand, is entertaining because he's entertaining. So I'm gonna have him on.
Ooh, month's time.
He's gonna tell me that I'm a fucking bad person for I don't know, believing in communism and stuff. I'm also gonna have Felix Biederman on as well. He's a live pistol, yeah.
Yo, Arjan.
So Christian Walker's camp, I agree. Anyway, so, he's going to convert me into a conservative, I think. Or I'm going to try to convert him into a communist.
Tuesday.
Grimes potentially next week, not in person, where we will be playing at Vidya Games, just like setting up her PC. I also need to set my own PC up. I need a secondary PC because I thought it was going to be this week where I was getting the studio done. It's actually next week that the studio's getting done. So I don't know yet. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Elon's going to fucking kill you after that stream. Why? I'm just playing video games, man. Chill. But yeah, this is a fucking slammed week. Anyway, I'm good on that. Grimes is a right winger. I don't think Grimes is a right winger. Also, later today, we'll have Aran from MasterChef Season 5 joining us to watch MasterChef Season 5, the remaining parts of it. I told her, like, no spoilerinos, you know what I mean? So yeah.
I had 5 exams in the next month. I'm so tired, but I'm grateful for you
So, you know, content fucking explosion, baby. We got so much. The Tucker Carlson last night was crazy. Wait, what? Weeby? What do you watch Tucker Carlson at night by yourself? What the fuck's wrong with you? You good, bro? Like, what, is it your dad watching? Aran of MasterChef, yes. You spoiled it already, bro? Wait, I didn't spoil it. I told her no spoilers. I've heard Grimes makes some bass taste, but it seems really performative. XC, I'm gonna use that. Laura Ingram, viewers react to Fox News host Laura Ingram shared that General Mark Milley, the chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, tested positive for COVID-19 in her show's positively boosted segment. What? So what's up? Are people mad? Anyway, Microsoft spot Blizzard Activision in yet another. Remember when the government actually would say like, Microsoft, you cannot have a monopoly? That was a long time ago. That was the old me, you know? When I'm fucked up, that's the real me. So, respectfully, but Grimes was the richest man in the world long ass time. She might not agree, but building buildings off labor abuse and apartheid emerald mines are clearly not a deal breaker for her. Yeah. Also, okay, that still doesn't make her a right winger. Motherfuckers be like, I would be so incredibly. Motherfuckers will unironically be like, I would be so incredibly based and be like, no billionaire person that wants to hook up with me that has like a lot of power and also the capacity to woo me somehow. I will not be doing that. And then you go and you simp for like fucking Frank Ocean. What, you think Frank Ocean is fucking good politically? Huh? Do you think all your favorite fucking artists and celebrities that you stand for are not mega capitalists? Suck my dick. If any of them wanted to fuck you, you would literally fuck them in a heartbeat, okay? Straight up. If your favorite artist that you stand wanted to fuck you, you would literally suck their dicks, suck their pussies, whatever the fuck, in a heartbeat. You wouldn't even think about it. And like, you would love to date them. They're all capitalists. There you go. Nah, not me, dog. Yeah, totally, bro. Like Zendaya. Projection much? It isn't even projection. It's an admission, dude. What the fuck? Zendaya comes up as like, I love capitalism. I'm like, me too. That's crazy. That's wild. You don't understand. Like I literally oppressed workers on the way over here. I was yelling at them. Like what? You're not? Shut the fuck up. Shut up. People are so funny. People that don't have any friends outside of like the Discord servers that they're in think like in the real world people agree with me. Let me destroy your worldview really quick, okay? If you're in here and you agree with me, like I hate to break it to you, but most people don't, okay? As a matter of fact, there's probably more people that agree with like Christian Walker's worldview as like the gay son of a very famous football player who grew up in Los Angeles but is still somehow conservative. There's more people that agree with Christian Walker's point of view and worldview than there are of your like fractionalist, random fucking edge case, Trotskyite adjacent leftist values. Okay, so if you're gonna look for like if you're gonna look for like a special kind of, you know, furry Marxist-Leninist girlfriend and that's it, like, it's not happening, okay? Okay, let's watch. This is Chris Walker, who I'm gonna be having on the show tomorrow.
I said Joe Biden was going to be the great unifier. This is divisive to my bank account and my hard-earned money.
He's wearing a Givenchy fucking sweater, bro.
Screw your unity. You think this is unifying? Just keeps going up. Oh, just keep going up. Joe Biden. This is Joe Biden for you.
I think the craziest thing he's doing is like touching the gas station thing. Especially one that has like very clear, icky looking, you know, cum stains on it. Like, I'm not touching that ever. You know what I mean? You definitely have COVID. Like, you definitely are getting whatever. You're getting like the next level COVID.
And my hard-earned money. Screw your unity. You think this is unifying? Just keeps going up. Oh, just keep going up. Joe Biden. This is Joe Biden for you families struggling to afford to get to work. That's unifying. That's bringing the nation together. Screw this. Disgusting. Oh, just keep going. Keep going. Democrats voted for this. Democrats voted for
I mean, he's not wrong. The Democrats literally did vote for this. Like, part of the reason why we have such high gas prices. And this is the art installation gas station, by the way, which I love. This is the most LA. He must get so many girls being the son of an NFL player. I'm a Ohio conservative who doesn't know Christian is gay. Okay, man, the youth are gonna save us. They got some good ideas, you know. Maybe he's a little bit flamboyant, but I think that's a TikTok thing, right? That's how all teenagers now on TikTok, they talk like this, you know.
What the? Wait, what? I know this is a joke. But
why is he pressing the gallon part? Like, it seems like he's surprised that his car has a tank that's that big. Also, what is he driving? What has a 20-gallon tank? I mean, mine is a 16er.
I was voting for the guy who was gonna destroy America. You were paying $30 for gas under my guy. Y'all said Joe Biden was gonna be the great unifier?
People forget gas was at least this high, if not higher, before COVID. Not gonna lie, this dude's driving a U-Haul truck. 20 gallons is a lot, man. Are SUVs 20 gallon? My Camry has an 18-gallon tank. 20 ain't that big. Mine is a 20-gallon. It doesn't go higher than 20. Or at least maybe it does, but I've just never tried. Or 16. 16 is the highest my Camry goes. What the fuck? My Civic is like 10? Ew, dude. Get that Civic shit out of here, dude.
Girlfriends love me at the
Yikes.
I love her so much.
Toyota gang, baby. Get fucked. Oh, we got the fucking, what is it called? The HVEC, bro. Oh, shit, Civic gang. We can beat Mustang. Bitch. VTEC, bro. VTEC. HVEC. I don't know what I'm saying. Whatever. VTEC, bro. Get fucked. Camry. Get fucked. Camry power, dude. Yeah, bro. Vroom, vroom. We beat Mustangs on the street. Civic drivers. Ew. Yuck. The only time where Civics popped off was when fucking Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift came out, okay? I would say like that was a heyday for Civic drivers. Cause like around that time there was a bunch of video games and like the starter car was always like a Civic. I feel like. And then that's when it fucking popped off, like where people were just like, this is my affordable racer, like. And I am a race car driver in my Honda Civic. Civic gang, how can I be jealous of my Civic?
Hi chat, happy 3 months house.
Yeah. The Civic slander is hard as fuck out here. Listen, I didn't even know a fucking Toyota Supra was a Z3, okay? Anyway, let's fucking tweet out that I'm live.
I drive an 09 Range Rover and it's a 21-gallon tank.
Did you guys know that? Or a Z5, not a Z3 or Z4? Whatever, the fucking one of the Z's. Like, it's a BMW. Did you guys know the Toyota was a BMW? The Toyota Supra is literally a BMW. It's a car that they created together. Anyway, meme for your blast off tweet. What is this? Right arm of the forbidden one, Exodia the forbidden one. Left arm of the forbidden one. What is this, dude? What the fuck? Okay. Here, there's another really good, anyway. Let's blast off. I forgot to do that already. Time to fucking do that. Okay, where is it? Where the fuck? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? All right, daycare is open, folks. We're getting into the news already. You know what I mean? Time. Oh no! Don't worry, baby. He's just a nerd. That's it. I'm creating white people. Oh, this is a good ass meme. That's funny. Okay. It's also not a meme, it's real life. I don't know why the fuck people think this is funny. Oh, is it funny to you? It's funny to you? The invention of white people by Dr. Yakub is funny to you? It's not funny. The Yakubian devils came over and destroyed everything you know. So they literally invented trickery. So, not really funny. Yeah, it's funny to you? Have you peeked? Chat, have you peeked? Daycare's open and we're talking big mergers with Microsoft and Activision Blizzard. Dude, Activision Blizzard, by the way, I think Bobby Kotick is gone, right? Or I feel like this is the type of merger that they either the fucking CEO, it's not even a merger, it's just like straight buyout. But that kind of fucking purchase or whatever is usually either A, really good for the CEO because he's the one who fucking facilitated it, so he gets a fat golden parachute, or B, and in the unlikely scenario, he still gets a golden parachute, but he gets out because they are, you know, like it was like more of an aggressive purchase, a predatory merger where they cut a shitload of staff. Bobby Kotick is there for the duration of the merger, unconfirmed whether yet he'll be booted after the merger. No, he's gonna be there for the merger, and then they're gonna fucking clap his ass, but he's gonna get like $7 gazillion for facilitating the merger. His severance package is gonna be like, you know, fucking just all the titty milk, like literally the breast milk of the entire California maternal population, you know. Throw some fucking cows in there for good measure, you know what I mean? He is gonna get literally every. There's not going to be a mom without breast milk in a 500-mile radius, specifically in his golden parachute. Milk this. They're gonna give him 12 servings. Anyway, we'll talk about that. He's one of, if not the largest shareholder, who'll be there till at least on the 2023. I hate you. My girlfriend has been watching your show, and when I nutted too quick, she said L plus ratio. Perhaps you should hold it in more. Just saying. Did I miss the personal news? Not really. I don't really have any personal news. Anyway, what else is going on in the fucking news, dude? Dan Crenshaw got owned. By a little girl. COVID tests are free. No more Ninja Pokey. No more. Tucker, Biden is now getting bagged by his trusted group. FBI rescue team, 3 victims of the Texas synagogue. We haven't covered the Texas synagogue story yet, so I want to do that. Later we have a master chef.
I think both my in-laws have it. My stepdad just got it from being in a hospital after an accident. My cousin got moved to a hospital where nurses wear masks.
I mean, dude, you know, have fun with it. What are you gonna do? At that point, you just gotta have fun with it, you know? Fuck it. What is the what is the fucking what's his face? What does the Florida Surgeon General say? Just vibes, dude. Just vibes. Vibe it out, feel it out. Here's the, you know, throw on the fucking Hasan broadcast with the family, fun for the family, you know, take some time off and just vibe it out. Here, tweet this now. Retweet this. It's live. We're out. I fired it off. Tucker being Tucker. Yeah, we'll talk about Tucker in a second. Oh, this was pretty funny. Calling me a racist is cute. On this day especially, I have one of the largest MLK Jr. collections in the world, and some of my closest friends are black. That's awesome, bro. He's like, do you know how many Funko Pops I own of MLK? Huh? Do you know how many Funko Pops I own of MLK? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? I got the Supreme Drop MLK collection. That's right.
4 months, let's go.
I was at the MLK Fortnite event. I am not racist. Stop! Did you already talk to Jimmy Dore's comparison of himself to MLK yesterday? Yes. I did not, but I will not, because I don't care. Everyone does this. Even I fucking did, like, I mean, I expressly noted that I am not making a comparison to myself. But while I was talking about the FBI, like, kill yourself shit, I talked about how, like, it sounds like a Redditor writing shit to me as well. So I don't know why the fuck anyone would compare themselves to MLK, especially when, you know, you didn't get fucking domed, okay? You didn't. You're a comedian, you know. Same with me. Like I'm a Twitch streamer. You guys are fucking ridiculous if you make this comparison. I'm a Twitch streamer.
Shouldn't we strive for that?
I'm quite literally a fucking Twitch streamer, okay? You know, this comparison is ridiculous, and anyone who does that, anyone who compares themselves to like an actual fucking activist or a civil rights leader or anything like that, when all they do is just sit around in the fucking comfort of their homes and talk shit, they're milking you, and you are a fucking, you know, you're the cow.
Just recovered from the cron. Thankfully, I checked my vibes and was
straight
able
up.
to survive.
Sending Kai my latest merch shit so I can get him and take a look at it, because I want to collabo with him. Also, remember when Logan Paul compared himself to MLK Jr.? Love that. It isn't a monopoly as Microsoft would have to purchase Sony, Microsoft, and thousands of other developers, that publishers that are out there. Microsoft is still getting after this acquisition, the third largest gaming company. Oh my God. My favorite subject matter whenever we talk about fucking antitrust are the antitrust lawyers that come into the chat to be like, actually, it's technically an oligopoly, and even then, it's like not enough of a market share. It doesn't matter, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, they say the same thing about Amazon as well, because Amazon technically only controls like what, fucking 50% or 60% of e-commerce in the United States of America. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be 100%, okay? It's technically not a monopoly. It would be more like a duopoly or an oligopoly. Oh, you fucking won that argument, dude. You fucking did that. You did that. You did that so well. Anyway. The Liberation Party of New Hampshire deleted... Oh, dude, Libertarian Party of New Hampshire deleted a tweet, but not fast enough. Black people in America get special access to essential drugs, receive special federal funding due to race, and are first in line for every college and every job. America isn't in debt to black people. If anything, it's the other way around. Wait, what? Dude, libertarians are the best, dude. They are the best. They're so awesome. They're just so fucking, they're just such nerds who are just racist that try to like, they try to like couch that, you know, by being like, no, we're libertarians. Like, we just, you know, we're not like regular conservatives. We're libertarians. It's like, nah, you just like, you are just a regular conservative. The saddest part about libertarians, the saddest part about being an online libertarian is, well, one, obviously, when you realize age of consent laws, you know, are pretty fucking solid. And two, the second saddest part about being an online libertarian is when you realize that you are just as boring and annoying of a conservative, just like your dad was, and you're not like a cool conservative. You're not in any way, shape, or form like different than how your racist granddad and your racist dad. You are the exact same kind of conservative. You just like, I don't know, they obsess over the Iraqi dinar and you obsess over cryptocurrency and you know, maybe anime shit, right? Like, but you are the exact same. Like, he has silver, okay, buried in the backyard. You have cryptocurrency, ape. But you guys are just as racist as one another when it comes to any issue. That's why so many fucking libertarians were like, yeah, I love Donald Trump. He's the greatest libertarian president. Yeah, dude, totally. Like, I smoked when I was a libertarian though. Pops just made moonshine. I don't care about this Darren. Who the fuck is this Darren guy?
To a fan base, so everybody can get on the same page.
Sure, I have over 9 MLK signed items.
This is Felix doing a bit. This is literally Felix doing a bit. No, this is not. This isn't. No, you will never convince me that this is a real human being. This is actually Felix Biederman of Chapo Trap House doing a classic goof, okay? A classic goof.
Humongous fan of what he's done.
Stop.
9 MLK signed items. I am a humongous fan of what he's done. And over the last 7 years, I've collected a lot of things. It's not only MLK, it's a lot of Black history. I own a Rosa Parks signed NAACP card. So it was pretty shocking today how I was called racist.
Insane.
When I am a student and lover of Black history, and it was I never expected the reaction that I got today.
I have a PSA 10 MLK baseball card. I was able to purchase a bullet that they took out of him. I'm the greatest fan. This is like, this is just like, dude, this is insane, okay? Colonial museums aren't racist because they own a ton of African shit. No, the funniest, this is, you know what this energy is? The energy of this is like the exact same. Well, I mean, we already did the fucking the Funko Pop joke, but like, dude, this is so ridiculous. It's awesome. I can't even.
I'm sorry if people think that a white man can't enjoy practicing. I'm sorry.
Bro, this is literally, okay, it gets worse. This is Felix Peterman.
I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry if people think that a white man.